Howdy, everybody. Thanks for coming along. You're on board. Yes, you are. So thank you. I have a great show planned for today. I have a lovely guest, LisaBousson, planned to talk about recovery from the loss of a pet. You know, for the show, we always talk about spirit guides, deceased loved ones, but I have yet to have an animal communicator come in and talk about communicating with pets and how to recover from that. Because you know what? They are our children. They truly are. They are our children. I know through personal experience what it's like to lose a pet. And it's rough. It's like losing a child. It truly is. So they become part of our life, and they instill that joy in us, and then part of that is lost, So we'll talk to Lisa about how to recover from that and steps we can take and that type of thing. And so it's a rainy, yucky day in Michigan here, my daily weather report, but it's like 45 degrees, so I'm totally excited. An hour north of here, they're getting 6 inches of snow. So, yeah, not a good thing. So I'm glad. Isn't it just amazing how, 1 hour away, it can really make a huge difference? So there's a lot of stuff coming up on the show, as well as great topics, great guests, and I hope you continue to listen in every Wednesday at noon. And without further ado, I will bring on Lisa so that we can start chatting about how we can recover and, how we can recover from the loss of a pet. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Thanks for coming
How are you doing? Thank you.
I'm good.
Appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm just excited, because I had this group of colleagues that we connected years ago, and I love to try to get different people on. And when you said you wanted to talk about recovery from the loss, it's like, I'm excited about this. I really am excited about this because this is something, I've had animal communicators on before, but no one who has taken it to the degree that you are. So I'm just totally thrilled.
Yeah. Well,
now,
it's interesting
everybody,
that you were saying about spirit guides because, pets are not only our fur kids. Once they pass into spirit, they are our spirit guides as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's very cool. That's very cool. So it's funny because there's a little video clip that I have on YouTube, and it's about, there's probably about 10 animals that all came in at once. And so I was giving the names of all these animals, and it just cracked everybody up. It was kind of comical because, what the heck am I supposed to do with all these animals here? So it was kind of neat.
Oh.
So everybody, I've got LisaBousson's contact information on the show page, pawstalker@gmail.com.
No, pause. I know
talker,
people make that.
Not paw stalker, yes.
Yeah, I'm not stalking paws, but I'm talking to paws.
I beg your pardon. Yes, and then her website is www.pawstalk.net. So check her out while we're chatting. So, Lisa, you are an animal communicator, but you're also a psychic medium with the specialty of talking to animals in spirit. See, that's
right.
A different take on what a lot of people do, so I just love that. And because of that specialty, that really gives you insight into the pet's point of view, like how things went when they were alive and how best to help an animal transition, right?
Right.
So it's such what a blessing that is that you are able to do that and you're able to actually help other people in doing such a thing. So that's very neat. That's very neat.
It is. It's the reason that I started because I had somebody when we had a cat who was very special to us that we had found on the street, and when we had to help him cross, one of the rescue organizers that helped me rescue him sent over an animal communicator, and after she helped him cross and helped us with that process, I just thought, man, if I could do for others what she did for us, that would just be the coolest thing. And
right.
It is.
That is really, it's so unique. I just love it. Well, you're also a Reiki master and a shaman, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yes.
And how does that go along with what you're doing now? How does that all fit in together?
Well, I don't only talk to animals in spirit. I do talk to animals in body as well for behavioral problems and stuff like that. So a lot of times behavioral problems, emotional problems, I'll use Reiki, but also Reiki and shamanic healing techniques. But also when I'm in the process of helping an animal cross, that's what I will do. I'll sit. People will call me and say the vet is coming over at this time to help her cross. So I'll know that time. Some people will text me, but I'll kind of energetically have that animal in my lap, and I'll be giving energy healing, and I can kind of feel when, they get that first shot, and they get very, very, very tired and very heavy. And then I can feel when they get that second shot because they just get very, very light, and I help them, remind them to turn around, say goodbye, look down over their bodies, say goodbye to their people, and then help them up to the light. But I do use a lot of energy healing in that process as well.
That's awesome. I love that you integrate all of that holistic work with this, because the animals are so intuitive and they're so in tune with that, with the energy work. They just love it. They absolutely love it. So it's great that you're integrating that into your practice. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you have been into the metaphysical sciences since you were young, all right?
Yes.
And what other type of work have you done?
So I've done tarot most of my life. I started doing the tarot when I was 16.
Oh, wow.
And, I've just studied it and on and off. Most of my life has been tarot. Then, 15 years ago or so, I had already, 12 or 15, I don't remember how long ago it was, but how long I've been doing it. But I started doing animal communication, and I started studying that after I, had that one communicator, because she said when she came over to help Cairo cross, we started talking. She said, well, if you can do that, meaning the tarot, she says, you can do this. So I started studying that. And then one day, a year later, I just literally woke up one day and heard in my head, you're supposed to be studying healing and mediumship, or you're supposed to become a healer and a medium. And I was like, okay. I didn't even know what Reiki was at the time. I had seen, a few of John Edwards' shows, but I don't take that stuff. I mean, this was not any kind of light message. This was really, really loud and clear. So what I realized is one time after I had a reading from John Edward, and after that reading, what I realized was why I was supposed to learn the mediumship. And one of those reasons is because there are so many times, I shouldn't say so many, there are enough times that I will be talking to an animal and somebody's human will come through. And to have those skills to switch back and forth, to bring the humans through in a way that the people need it, I feel was the reason that I heard that message. Because what I've found is sometimes animals will, I think that animals send their people to me in many ways. And sometimes animals will send their people to me as much for that they need to hear from their people on the other side as they need to hear from their animal.
Yeah,
and
I
so
agree.
we kind of get those little messages from their people out of the way, and they really needed to hear that, and then we can move on and talk to the animal about that issue.
Right. Well, it's interesting because of the position that we're in. We can assure the client that their animals go to the same heaven as people heaven, that they're really there. And we have a different perspective, and you, of course, absolutely. Now, you had written in your little bio that you have a degree in human behavior, and this is it's really cool. I didn't know any of this about you, so I'm just totally thrilled to meet you, again, really meet you. So I can really imagine how that carries over into your practice.
Oh, yeah, because, so much of the work that we do, whether it's mediumship or animal communication or any kind of psychic work, so much of that winds up being, working with people that need our help over and above what we're doing in the reading. It's about how to present the information in a way that they can hear, in a way that they can take in whatever state they're in a way that they can take to, have their minds open to it. So, yeah, that background, I think, has served me well in that respect, yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, everybody, just to recap again, I am talking with Lisa Larson. She is a spiritual medium. She's a Reiki master, shaman, animal communicator. And her contact information is www.pausetalk.net. And her email is pausetalker@gmail.com. Her phone number for contact or appointments is 760-444-0811. We are taking questions pertaining to the topic at hand today, so talking about your animal behavior, that type of thing. And the call-in number here is 347-426-3338. And on that note, we will take a caller. I have Pat on the line. Hi, Pat. This is Lisa. And Lisa.
Hi, Pat. Hi, Lisa and Lisa. I was just looking at your site. You're a portrait painter, too, of animals.
Oh, I am. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I'm about to try to start my business doing that. I've been painting animals in oil for a number of years, but not really.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Well, I've rescued pretty much mostly coonhounds for almost 20 years, and I rescued one a long time ago in New Mexico. The abuse, New Mexico's number one state of abuse for animals, and the abuse was so bad, this dog, that even with that, his story ended up on TV. And I ended up rescuing him, planning to find a home for him. I kept him, and within 2 weeks I realized this is the most wonderful dog I'm ever going to have. And then I realized immediately that there's going to be a day that's going to be devastating. Anyway, I lost him around, I think, 2010, and I have since acquired one that was ready to go himself. He was tormented so much that he finally turned around and bit a kid that was tormenting him, so they insisted he be put down. Anyway, he's wonderful, although I've never dealt with fear aggression before. That's a whole new world for me. But my dog, Bo, that passed, I asked once years ago, and I know that animals take on our illnesses, our worries, and all that. I asked if this is very. I'm glad that I found you today, because this has been pressing on me. I've been wanting to ask the question, but I don't want to go back to this woman and ask her. I asked if I had killed my dog with my severe depression and anxiety and so on, and she said yes. And
God. No.
Well,
no. You did not kill your dog. You did not kill your dog. Let me make that very, very, very clear. Do you know what a soul contract is?
Yeah.
Okay. For those listeners who don't, soul contract is that when we're on the other side, we make agreements to help each other to meet up in this lifetime and help each other through our relationships, through our behaviors. Well, clearly your dog and you had a soul contract, and that was something. And not knowing anything about it, just from what you just said, anything that your dog would have taken on from you, that was a soul contract that your dog had with you. You didn't kill. That just sends shivers down my spine that anybody would say that to you. You didn't kill your dog.
Okay. I suffered from post-traumatic stress anxiety, and I know it was hard for him to be around that. Anyway.
That's what that is the soul contract that he made with you so he could ease your pain.
Yeah.
That was why, that's what a soul contract is, so that he knew that you, first of all, you saved his life. You saved his life in a huge way, and I want to thank you for taking these rescue animals that so need you, and that you give them the most wonderful life that you do, but you saved him. And, it's like when somebody wants to do something for you and somebody says, like when somebody's offering to do something, and you say, no, don't do that. Well, what people don't understand is when you tell somebody not to do that when they're offering to do something for you, you're denying them something that they're wanting to give from their heart. You didn't deny that for him. He wanted to take that pain from you. And I'm not saying, we don't want our animals to take on our pain. I'm not saying that. But this is a situation clearly that, with your PTSD and all of that, this is a situation where he came to you, you saved his life, and he wanted to give back to you, and he did. And he helped you, because that was what the soul contract was.
He did.
Don't ever think that you killed him.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Can you tell me something about him? When he passed, I stayed in my house for a few days, and when I came out, every business I went to was telling me they were sorry. It was amazing how word passed through the town about this dog. Aww. He was so gentle.
Yeah.
And what is it that you want me to tell you?
Just, it's been a long time since I've been in communication with him. How is he? Anything?
Tell me what he looked like.
He was a black and tan coonhound mix, and he had a tattoo on his a brand on his side from the hunter. It looked like AP. Yeah.
And excuse me, because I don't know exactly what a coonhound looks like. Long hair, short hair?
Short hair. Coonhound looks like Pluto, the Disney character with long ears. Oh,
kind of like those hunting dogs.
Exactly.
Got it. Hang on. And what was his name?
Beauregard.
Beau. And how old was he?
I think he might have been around 12 when he passed. He passed
I'm getting the number 5 or 6. Was he about 5 or 6 when you got him?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, thank you. Hang on. And he had the greatest sense of humor. You wouldn't have thought that he would have had a good sense of humor having been through what he had been through, but he kind of, when he came to you, he became a completely different dog and had a really good sense of humor. Is that correct? Because he's making me laugh.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the hound...
He's first of all, he's saying, "Mom, I'm fine," and he's making me laugh. He's showing me something that is very light, and hang on for just a second. Now, I don't know if he was having trouble breathing before he left, but he's showing me taking big breaths and outstretched arms like, "Mom, I'm really, really, I'm just like really relaxed." And
good.
And so, if he had, I mean, I'm guessing he had an anxiety. That's the way that I would read this when somebody shows me how relaxed he's being over there. Yeah. I would think that he had terrible, 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 terrible anxiety when he was here. So he's just saying, "Mom, all of that is gone." And he's saying, "Mom, you did everything for me that I could ever possibly have wanted." He says, "As far as I'm concerned, I was born the day I came to you."
Oh,
that was the birth. That was my birth. And he doesn't even, I mean, that other stuff, he doesn't even want to, he looks at his life with you.
Okay.
So he's fine, sweetie.
Okay.
And he doesn't want you to feel guilty for anything. He's kind of giving me like a pshaw at the thought. Okay?
Okay.
I have validation for you, Pat. Of all things, and I don't think this has ever happened before, but this is how spirit works. Bo is definitely around because I have in the chat room a Bo.
That's me.
B-A-U. I'm not kidding.
Me.
There is a Bo in the chat room.
That's me.
Yeah, so yeah,
no,
yeah,
that's
definite validation, you know?
That's how I sign
that.
my name. That's how I sign my name in the chat room. Can you did he send me Chance?
Hang on, and Chance is the other dog that you were talking about?
He's the one I have now that is still somewhat, he's so traumatized from being tormented, he's got fear aggression.
Does Chance have more black on him?
It's about the same. Maybe a little more.
Who's the dog that's more primarily black?
Fanny, my very first
Fanny?
one. Fanny.
Is she on the other side?
Yes.
Okay, so evidently Fanny met Bo over there.
Oh, how nice. Fanny was hit over the head and had some brain damage from it.
Oh, well, she's showing up. Hang on for a second. And Chance is the one that you have now. Hang on for a second. And you wanted to know if Bo sent Chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am seeing that, and it's not only the soul contract that Bo had with you, it was a soul contract that Bo had with Chance as well, because sometimes they have like a triangle soul contract, you know, when they leave, they have a soul contract with another animal that they say, yes, you know, this is the person you need to go to.
Wow.
So, yeah, most definitely.
I'm moving again. I'm moving again, and it's always difficult at first for a Chance to get used to people, and there are a lot of dogs in this building, and we'll be walking again in public, which creates lots of problems when dogs are off leash. Mm-hmm. Do you see us doing well with this?
Well, you know, that's going to be something that you're going to have to work on. But it just occurred to me that I want to give you like a little exercise that you can do with Chance.
Okay.
That it's called Pico Pico, P-I-K-O. I study something called Huna, which is a Hawaiian philosophy, and I'm an ordained Alakai. It's kind of like an ordained minister. But it's a focusing exercise that you do with your breath. When you breathe in, focus on the top of your head. When you breathe out, focus on your navel. You don't have to get into any big meditative state or anything. Just change. Energy flows where attention goes. So if you just change the focus from your head to your navel as you breathe, you'll notice that your body starts to relax, your aura starts to expand. You'll notice it as relaxation. But if you do that every day, and again, I'm not going to say this is going to take care of all of Chance's aggression issues, but if you do that every day with Chance, and you do that like maybe at the same time or maybe right before you go out walking or something, it means center to center in Hawaiian. So you want to get into that place of centering and help him or her?
Him.
Help him get into that place of centering. And and as far as do you live in a place where there's kind of like a cute little town center?
Yes.
And is that where you walk him?
Well, that's where I live, so I'll be walking there, but then I also go up a mountain. But a lot of people bring their dogs off leash. And I've dealt with this. Thank you for that tip. I will do that. I'm just sort of hoping that maybe as he's aged, maybe he's a little calmer, a little more mellow.
Well, I think, definitely it's something that you can do, you can do the exercise, but those kinds of situations are generally, little by little, you can work on his, and, Lisa asked about why I do Reiki. That's a lot of times when I would do those types of sessions to, shamanically, to go in, kind of reset the subconscious about where those past traumas, you talked about you having PTSD. Well, animals have PTSD as well.
Right.
And, so going in, doing a cord cutting, which is cutting what I call an aka cord, or we usually have an ethereal cord from us to our experiences, and I know that you know that, but for Lisa's other listeners.
Okay.
So doing a cord cutting, and there's certain techniques that can help and work on that, but I think the best thing that you can do for him while you're doing that walking is you being the calm person, being in your centered space, and letting him know, letting him connect with that centered, calm energy so that he knows, because that's what's going to help him a lot.
Okay. I appreciate your time. Does he have any message for me or you or anybody?
Hang on. Bo wants you to remember, you, us, me, them, to people to live your life. Live your life. Is this something that you understand?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Because he wants you to say, it's not a matter of doing what you're supposed to do or feeling, when we live in the past, we can't do anything about. We can change our view of it, but we can't change those things. We can't change anything about our future by living in the past. When we worry, we're living in the future. We can't change anything in our future by worrying about the future. We can live in the moment, and that's where we create our future from. And he wants to say, live here, live now, enjoy living, enjoy the moments, enjoy the little moments.
Okay. Is that from Bo?
Thank you, Pat, for calling in.
That's from Bo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in, Pat. You're welcome, dear.
You're welcome, sweetie.
That was wonderful. That was really great. So, Lisa, tell me, how do people know when it's the right time to help their animal transition?
Well, that's really one of the toughest things that we have to go through. There are certainly some signs that animals, physical signs. A lot of times animals will stop eating or they'll just be lying around. It's really, what I've found is it's really about the quality of life. And as one vet put it to me, he said, what is her quality of life when we were having to make this decision? Is it 70% that she's enjoying her life, doing the things that she enjoys, enjoying her food, walking or, laying in the sun or doing her walks or whatever, and 30% that she's not enjoying her life, then maybe it's not time yet. If it's the other way around, if it's only 30% that she's enjoying life and 70% that she's pretty miserable, then maybe it's getting to be time. The most important thing is for you to, number one, listen to your animal, really have that connection with your animal, and number two, be very, very aware of where you are in your heart, because one of the problems that I see the most is that animals might be ready to leave on one level, but they will stick around when their people are not ready in their hearts. Now, many people think that they're ready in their head because they know they need to do this. They know they need to make this decision. And they'll say, you can go if you want, or you can, I'm telling her she can go. But sometimes until I have, people will call me and ask me to talk to their pet and say, is he ready or is she ready? And I'll realize they're hanging on because that person hasn't connected what they know with their heart. And once we have a conversation, then they understand, and maybe a couple of days later the animal takes a turn for the worse because they were ready to go, and now they're able to show you they're ready to go.
It's interesting.
And,
it's a really good point.
I mean, that's one of the things that's so important here is knowing that with euthanasia you're not killing your pet. We still here, Lisa? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I didn't lose you.
Nope,
that
we're
we're not killing your pet. What you need to think about it is that it's the most altruistic thing we can do, and what we are doing is not killing our pet, but we are releasing our pet from their suffering because we took on that role as mommy or daddy when we adopted them.
Yeah. Yeah, I so agree. So let's take another caller. I have a Christina on the line. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Hello.
You have a question for Lisa?
Hi, Lisa. I do have a question. I have my Basset Hound I had to put down in December, but I rescued a Treeing Coonhound prior to putting him down, and I was just wondering if my Basset Hound, who I put down, has a message, or if he can help my current dog with a behavioral issue that she has of jumping on the counter.
Okay, yeah, the behavioral issue is a little bit bigger thing. Now, what is your dog in spirit? What is his name?
Bentley.
Bentley, and how old was he when he passed?
9.
9 years old. Bentley, 9, and what did he look like?
He was a Basset Hound, red and white.
Red and white. Okay, hang on. And Bentley was a good name for him because he kind of halfway had that little proper, I'm only saying halfway because kind of that little proper personality, what I like to call a caninality, yet there was a little bit of snark in him. Is that correct?
Oh, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yep.
He was like that, one of those people that you wouldn't, if you just looked at them from the outside, you wouldn't think they had much of a sense of humor or much of that, but then they'd just say something like a little bit snarky, but they wouldn't they would just kind of like keep it there,
That was exactly his personality. Mm-hmm.
He's so fun. That's so funny. Hang on. And did he pass at the vets?
Yes.
Okay.
I took him.
Right. And it was just you and he?
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Thank you for being there for me."
Oh.
I feel like he has had experiences in other lifetimes where he didn't have that experience, where he was left. He was left alone. And it really meant something to him that you were there for him. Hang on, because it's hard for everyone, but for whatever reason, this was particularly hard for you. I don't know if this was the first time you did this, or there was something different about this. Is that correct?
I had a real strong connection with him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because it just seems like not that it's awful.
He was like my
for
child.
all of our animals, but yeah.
Yeah, but he was also like a teacher for me.
Right. Hang on for a second. I definitely feel that connection and that soul contract there, and he's obviously we don't have tons of time here, but yeah, that's his big message. It meant a lot for him for you to be there with him, because it was almost like it. First of all, he wants you to know it was very peaceful, and that was part of what made it so peaceful. That was part of what allowed him to just say, okay, this is kind of the way that it's supposed to be. This is kind of the way that it's all supposed to play out. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Without getting, too much more, that's really where he wanted to go with that.
Okay. Is he helping at all with this coonhound?
Hang on. Now, he says he sent him to you. Did you get this coonhound after?
No, about 4 months prior. But yes,
prior.
I can see that he did, because this coonhound has the same coloring, a lot of the same markings.
Yeah, because it's almost like I see him having a paw in him, him coming to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and so this coonhound now, what's this current coonhound's name?
Autumn.
Autumn?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a girl, and how old is Autumn?
We think 2.
Yeah, I was just going to say 2 or 3. Yeah, she's a handful. Correct?
Yeah.
She's like not only jumping, but I mean she's like vertical most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. Has she had any training?
Prior to us getting her, somebody did some training with her because she knew how to sit. There was a few things she knew how to do. We started to do training with her, but we didn't follow through.
Yeah, I would follow through with that and get a positive trainer. Do you know the difference?
One that used positive reinforcement? Yeah.
Yeah, there's 2 types of trainers, just for listeners, 2 types of trainers. One is a positive trainer, one is a dominant trainer. Dominant trainer is kind of like a Cesar Millan. Positive trainer is like Victoria Stilwell.
Oh, okay.
2 camps, it's a controversy. I'm really in the positive trainer, the Victoria Stilwell camp. But I feel like it's, the thing about training is that so many times it's more about you than it is about the dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's helping you understand and kind of get in touch with recognizing when she's about to do whatever she does and stuff like that, and how to deal with that. I'd kind of go forward with the training because I'm not seeing that training. It's not about sitting or staying or something like that. It's about knowing how to be part of a family. Uh-huh. And she really, what's her name again? Autumn?
Uh-huh.
She really, really, really wants to be part of this family. She wants so badly to be part of this family. How long have you had her? You said, how long have you had her?
I think we've had her for about 6 months, I think. Yeah.
She is, she's not quite to that point where she really believes yet that she's going to stay. Okay. And like I said, I don't want to get back in. It's going to take too much time in a situation like this to go back into her, into her life previous. But she's not quite. So keep reinforcing. You're in your forever home. You're in your forever home. But I feel like, first of all, you need to really, get rid of that excess energy by exercising her. But a lot of that excess energy as well is just her wanting to please you so bad, and then she gets it's almost like it starts to well up in her, and then she doesn't know what to do with it because she can't get it out in other ways. So so I think the positive trainer would help, and also I don't know how often you take her on her walks, but man, let her go. Take her out and just get her until she's like So she really needs to get that excess energy out, because it's kind of almost a double whammy. She needs to get the excess energy out just like any, because she is kind of still a puppy, just like any puppy would, but she really wants to please you, and she really wants to know that she can be part of the family. And I do, in a normal session, I would probably connect the 2 of them so that they could have like a little session together. But you can explain to her what happened to her buddy and that he's still around, but also explain to her, because she will understand. They may not understand every word we say, but we speak words with intent, and they understand intent. So explain to her over and over again that she's in her forever home, because she really needs to hear that.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christina. Thank you for calling in, honey.
Bye-bye.
All right, so here's something that kind of came up. What Okay, so how do other pets in the home deal with a pet's death?
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, asked that. They have to deal with their grief. They go through just the same type of grief that we do. And, excuse me, one of the biggest problems that I see and work with are animals. If people get animals too early before they allow their other pets to deal and process their grief, then it can become a really bad situation because it's not fair to the animal coming in, because subconsciously there are too many expectations from both the people and the other animal. There might be resentment from the other animal because they're feeling that you're trying to replace their buddy. So some of the things that you can do is, first of all, you want to get to a point where the household becomes, you find a new normal without that pet that has passed. You want to allow for everything to calm down, for everybody to go through their own grieving process. You can help the animals, that are remaining by, if you are able, let them see the body of the, when like, let's say you help the other dog or an animal pass at home, let them see the body. But if not, you can still do things like, let them be part of a memorial. Memorials are very important. They help our subconscious, what I call the coup. They help our subconscious understand that something has changed. So while we may do a memorial or do some sort of little service for ourselves and our, when our pets die, so often we don't let the other animals be part of that. And that's really important, to let the other animals be part of it. You may not think they understand, but they do. On some level they do, and they need to say goodbye as well. Then you need to get to a new normal, and then once you do that, then, yes, if it's time to get another animal, you can get another animal. But when you think about it, even at the best of times, even when everything is great, it's hard to bring a new animal into the house because there are, different personalities, different, energies and all of that stuff. So it's really important to allow your remaining pets their own grieving process, and let them grieve with you, and let them help you, and you help them just like you would any other family member in the house.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. So let's take one final caller. We have just a little bit of time, so this needs to be quick. But I'd like to get Beth on the line. Hi, Beth.
Oh,
hi,
thank
Beth.
you. Hi, thank you, Lisa, for taking my call.
Oh, you're welcome, honey. How can we help you?
Well, I'm actually calling for my husband. He has always wanted to find out if our dog, Goose, who we had to put down, it's been about probably 7 years ago, whether he understood what was going on and just if he'll ever come back.
I'm sorry, sweetie. You said his name was Goose?
Goose. His name was Gustav, but we called him Goose.
Did he have long white hair?
No, he was a Rottweiler.
A Rottweiler. Is there a dog, a medium-sized dog with long white hair that you know of?
Well, we had a little guy that we took. I took care of it after its owner died. We had him, Max, for a little while, and he had.
And is he on the other side?
Yes, he
okay, well, he's coming through to wave a paw. So let's now look at Goose. Hang on for a second. And Goose was how old when he passed?
He was 6, I believe.
6, and you wanted to know if he understood what was going on. What did he pass from? Did he have cancer?
He did. He had cancer on his leg, and the vet told us, well, we can go ahead and take his leg off, and that would give him about another year. or we'll have to do something when he can't walk anymore. And it wasn't a long time after that he stopped walking, and we made the decision not to have his leg off because we just thought it would take him almost that amount of time to...
He's saying he would never have wanted to live like that.
Oh,
He's saying he would never have wanted to live like that because that's not who he was, right? He was like a really active guy, and he really loved going out and running and doing all sorts of stuff. He was really, he's a really friendly guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He was my husband's buddy. And Stephen has always wondered that. He wanted to even have a reading with a medium just to find out if he understood.
Yeah, he understood, and he's, you know, like I say, we don't have a lot of time. If your husband would like to have a full reading, you can contact me. But yeah, he's saying he would never have wanted to live like that. He's saying that he's fine with what you did.
Oh,
he doesn't
good.
want you to feel guilty about what you did because he wouldn't have wanted to live without a leg. That wouldn't have been him. That wouldn't have been him.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
and when I connect with that energy, just the way that I just said that wouldn't have been him. That was his energy. It's like, are you kidding? That was. Does that sound like him?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, are you kidding me? No.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's great.
Good.
So, Beth, thank you so
you.
much for calling in.
Oh, I thank you guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're welcome, sweetie.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much. So, is there anything? Well, you know what? Let's. Can you give everybody some information on how to contact you again?
Yeah, my website is pawstalk.net. I'm not stalking Paws. I'm talking Talk. PAWSTALK.net. My email is pawstalker@gmail.com. I tried to get Paws Talk, but somebody had it. No, he wouldn't give it up. and I now have I wanted to mention we just started a podcast.
Yes.
And I didn't know whether I was going to have anything live by now, but I do. We have 4 podcasts live on SoundCloud now. And
Very
actually,
good.
the last 2 that we did were just about this subject. So if you want to hear more about this subject, you can go to soundcloud.com/pawstalk.
Nice.
And then, and my number is 760-444-0811. You can find me on my website. You can call me, and if you want to talk to an animal in spirit, behavioral problem, whatever, please just give me a call.
Mm-hmm. All Lisa's contact information is in the chat or the show chat room and the information page, so you can find all the links there to her website and email. And do you have a Facebook group that you're involved in as well, don't you?
I have, well, I've got a Facebook page, which it's not necessarily a group, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure the difference because I'm not a big Facebook person. But again, it's
okay.
Facebook Paws Talk Animal Communication. Paws Talk Animal Communication. Again, somebody else.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, Lisa, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. This is very enlightening.
Let me say one more thing. Let me say
Yes.
one more thing as far as contacting me. I forgot. Yes, follow me on Twitter @PawsTalker and Periscope @PawsTalker, because when we record our podcasts, we Periscope them every other Friday, and so that you can watch us recording them. And I do a lot of periscoping on animals, and at other times you can ask me questions and stuff like that. I'll answer questions there. So I'm sorry for interrupting,
Very
but I
good.
forgot the Twitter and Periscope thing.
No, I'm glad you did. Thank you so much for including that. That's actually a couple more ways that people can get in touch with you and find out about the great work that you're doing. So thank you again so much. This has been really enlightening and enjoyable. This has been great. Thank you, dear.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having
You're
me on,
welcome.
and I appreciate what you do, and it's nice to talk to you again.
I know, it is. I love talking to you, too. So take care, sweetie.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, how cool was that? I knew she'd be an awesome guest. Yes, I did. And it's just, it just goes to show you that there's so many different people in the world that have these wonderful, wonderful gifts that they're willing to share with us. And what a gift that is. Really, what a gift that is, because she's taking the animal communication to a whole other level. And it's cathartic, it's really therapeutic, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. So I am very grateful for Lisa to coming on and sharing her knowledge with us. So, yeah, make sure you tune in. All of her information is on the contact page. And get in touch with her. Yes, we'll see what your animals in spirit have to say and how you can help them and how they're helping you even today. So, on the 26th of this month, a couple days away, I'm having a public spirit gallery at the Bodhi Seed Yoga Studio in Mount Clemens, Michigan. I will be in Kalamazoo. Yes, Kalamazoo. Funny name, huh? At the Healing Body and Spirit Expo on the 2nd and the 3rd of April. I'll be doing readings, and I'll also be speaking on some topic. I haven't decided what yet, but I'll be doing public free readings there as well during that presentation. I'm also going to be in Maryland and Delaware with my guest mediums who are coming on soon, Deanna Fitzpatrick and George Corey. I think I have George on next week and Deanna's on the following week, so listen in for that. I will be teaching, and I teach a lot of classes throughout the year all over the United States. On the 21st of May, I will be teaching an aura awareness mini workshop. It's only a 3-hour thing. That's very doable. At the White Lotus Yoga Studio in Romeo, Michigan. And then I'm going to be in Florida teaching a Reiki Master, advanced Reiki teacher and Reiki Master classes in May. I think it's the second week in May, I believe it is. So it's just a one-day class that I've put it all together, very intense. So come prepared to learn. You can find my events on the public events page of my website, which is LisaBousson.com, Lisa Bousson. And you can find my classes on the spiritual development class or spiritual development page of my website. Just look at classes or workshops in person, wherever. It's on the link at the top. And again, Lisa at LisaBousson.com is my web. And if you or your group is interested in having me present at an event, please email me at lisa@lisabousson.com or call me at 586-322-3217. Yes, I will be speaking. One last thing. This is not on my show notes, but I'll be speaking in June or July at the Dio Theater, which is a dinner theater, and I hope you're able to come to that because what a lot of fun that is. Yeah, it's a nice little dinner theater, maybe seats 80 people possibly. Wonderful food cooked by one of the owner's brothers who's a chef, and so I'd love to have you and meet me. And you know what? And I did just meet someone who is a radio listener, so I love meeting my peeps. So if you're in the area when I'm in the area, oh yeah, stop by and say hi. I love it. If you liked this show, be sure to subscribe by clicking follow under my picture on the show page. And then, of course, you can reach me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Lisa Bousson. That's where you're going to find all the upcoming information. You're also going to see freebies there, mini readings, and specials, right? You're going to find all the information there that you need. And if you are in the spiritual or metaphysical field and you feel you have content that my listeners would be interested in, I invite you to send me an email. Absolutely. Send it to lisa@lisabousson.com. I would love to entertain the idea of having you on so we can showcase your expertise. Everybody, thanks for listening in. And as always, seek the divine, be the divine, and you'll reap the divine. God bless.